Hello, 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 everyone. Hello out there. It is Friday at noon, and that means it is time for Focus on It Friday. Come on, come on, come on in the room. Let me see who is here with me today. Let me hear you. All right, I am so glad to have you all with me today for our Focus on It Friday. And I want you to come on in, invite a friend, share, tag some people. If you're watching it for the first time, I want you to go ahead and type in replay for me. But come on in and let's chat. We've got somebody coming in. That's Mama. Hello, Mama Diane. Thank you for joining Focus on It Friday. We're going to have a good time today, like we always do. I hope y'all have a good time with me. And today will be no different. Our track record is still holding up, and so it is sunny. The temperature is dropping a little bit here in Birmingham, but it is still warm, no doubt. Don't be concerned that it is still warm. All right, it is Focus on It Friday. Hello, Karen. Good afternoon to you as well, all the way from Albany, Georgia. That's Albany for people who've not been to Georgia. It's spelled the same as the place in New York, but it's Albany when you're talking about Georgia. Thank you for bringing in our Eastern time zone to the party. Any others, come on in. We have about 6 people watching today. And today we're going to have some fun. We're going to get educated. Yes, we are going to get empowered. Hopefully everyone will be engaged. And we're going to have a good time because that's what we do here on Focus on It Friday with Dr. Brandi B. I was a little bit late getting on, but I'm going to give everybody one more minute till, let's see, 5 after the hour, which will be 12:05. And then we're going to jump right in. You know, I like to keep you all for only a few minutes, but y'all just won't let me do it. But I'm having fun, and I guess it means that y'all are having fun too. Hi, Miss Lisa, coming on in from Fayette County. I look fabulous. Do I look fabulous, Miss Lisa? Oh, my goodness. You know how to make a girl blush. I am here for it. Just come on in and tell me all about it. Hi, First Lady Miss Young. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining from Birmingham. So we've got Birmingham and Albany and let's see, Fayette County represented. Come on in, everybody. Let me know you're here. All right, it's 12:05, so let's jump in. Hi, Jeremy and Dia. I think that's probably just Dia. But hello to both of you all coming in from Fayette County as well. Thank you all so much for joining. You all know I appreciate it with all my heart. Hi, Elise. I don't know where you're coming in from, but welcome to the party. We're having a good time over here, and we are so glad that you found us. Miss Kayla says she's from League City, Texas. All right. Hello, hello, hello. We thank you for joining us today. All right, everybody, I am Dr. Brandi B, your triple boarded child and adolescent psychiatrist. Through my Facebook Lives, my webinars, my seminars, my live get-togethers, and my on-stage gatherings, I help bring education to moms of all children, but especially those with ADHD, so that they can help their children become engaged, encouraged, and enjoy those things that they will come to find in the classroom and in life. I see Sis Erica has joined. I see Sis Rachel has joined. I see Tammy has joined. Thank you all for joining. Rachel's in Birmingham. Erica's in Birmingham. Miss Lisa says, Sharon says, hi, we're watching together at work. Hi, Miss Sharon. I miss you. Erica says, hello, my pretty sis, Dr. B. I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all so very much. We're going to go ahead and get started. We have today on our show, Ask the Psychiatrist. And who would you ask besides the psychiatrist? That's why you're here. So I'm just going to jump right in and get started. I think I have about 8 or 9 questions, and we're going to go for it. When I start talking long and y'all got to go, just say, no more for today, Dr. Brandi B. So the first one says, what percentage of children with ADHD go ahead to complete college. Now, y'all know that I can get all excited and start talking about ADHD real quickly. Now, anybody who's been coming, you know that there are 3 types of ADHD, right? Shake your head if you know that there are 3 types of ADHD. They are the predominantly inattentive presentation, the predominantly hyperactive impulsive presentation, and then the combined presentation. You know that. You also know, if you've been hanging out with me, that over the lifespan of a human being, not just a child, the main presenting problem or issue changes, right? So for those in kindergarten, first and second grades, right, it's going to be hyperactivity, can't stay seated, blurting, interrupting, all those things that keep you off your job because the teacher is constantly calling you to come pick up the kid. You're going to know also that 3rd, 4th, 5th, middle schoolish, right, they're going to have problems with inattention in those middle grades, okay? Because the curriculum changes. You're expected to do more, and the work is harder, and now you're not moving as much, so you just kind of slip through the cracks and you end up repeating those odd grades, 3rd, 5th, and 7th. And then in high school, junior high, and going over into high school, it's the impulsivity that gets you in trouble, right? Someone asks you to smoke, swallow, or drink something. Someone asks you to go on a trip with them, to run away with them, to do all of those things. Miss Lisa says 2-year-olds. Miss Lisa, now I've never treated a 2-year-old, but I've seen a couple of 2-year-olds that, you know, and I'm not being paid, Miss Lisa. I just try not to be working. But there are some 2-year-olds who, honestly, most parents of 2-year-olds just have unrealistic expectations. But then there are some parents whose kids really are truly hyperactive. Hi, Andrea. Thank you for joining over in Lamar County. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with me today. So you know that there are 3 types of ADHD. You know that they differ in age over into adulthood when then people cannot keep their jobs. And so the question writer wants to know, what's the likelihood that my child with ADHD will complete college? And I want you to know that 1/3 of people who have ADHD, 1/3 of children who have ADHD, 1/3, okay, 33 and 1/3% never finish high school. Why? And we've talked about this, okay? If you've been hanging out with me, you know the work gets too hard. Honestly, you can get off into drugs, and then you start becoming more into the drug culture, as it's called. And you're needing to do those things that are related to getting your high, right? And so that's why 1/3 of them drop out. Probably a lot of them have, of that 1/3, have some learning disabilities that are associated with their ADHD as well. And so 1/3 of them are dropping out. Hi, Dr. Terrellin. Hi, Chantrice coming in. Dr. Terrellin is in Maryland. I hope I got that right. Maryland. And Chantrice is coming in from Huntsville. Hi, Daji. Oh, I am the best. Y'all, I just love y'all. Let me tell you, y'all just keep a girl's head just, woo. Y'all make me feel so good. But I need that. I kind of know how the preacher feels now when he's like, well, somebody say amen, slap somebody in the face or on their hand or whatever y'all are doing out there. And it's good to know that y'all are there and that y'all are benefiting. So I appreciate that. So 1/3 of them, we said, 1/3, y'all. That's a lot of kids that are not finishing high school because they cannot get it together. Y'all, my pastor is watching today. Hi, Reverend Young. Thank you for joining. I hope I don't say anything outside of the word. You save our children. Thank you, Miss Dodgy. And that is let me make sure I get this right. She's the president, of our board here in Birmingham, the one that my kids are proud students in. Yes, Miss Sharon, thank y'all for watching. Let me get back. But I love speaking to y'all. Y'all just keep me excited. Chantrice is laughing at me, y'all. That's my cousin, and we joke all the time, but it's true. You do need some feedback, and we need that in life, right? We need to encourage each other and say, girl, you looking good. I see you, girl. All right, so 1/3 of them don't finish high school. But to answer the question, 5 to 10% graduate college. And you've got to imagine, you send your kid off to college, and they get distracted, right? There's so much to do in college. There is so much to do in college. And I ran across a number, and I wanted to bring it to you all's attention today. 30%. 30%. So remember that 33%, 1/3 that doesn't finish high school. If your child has ADHD, they are functioning at about 30% of where any age matched child is who is at the same age, okay? 30% of that. So now what happens? You've got an 18-year-old going off to college. 18 years old going off to college. Or if you're like me, you were 17 and then you turned 18 in October. Okay. 18 years old, 30%, that's like sending your 12-year-old. You wouldn't even do that. You wouldn't even do that. So parents, be aware of that. I mean, I don't mind what you do in this coronavirus, and some kids are being educated at home like mine. And so, but when you leave your 13-year-old with ADHD at home, just know that they're only functioning at about 30% of that. 30%. Oh, Dr. Terrellin says Dr. Brandi is the best doctor ever. Y'all better get this knowledge. Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Terrellin. That means so much coming from a colleague. Hi, Auntie Rosalind. Chantrice says we are free to ask questions here. Yes, girl, ask your questions. I just hope I see it. I'm trying to look there, girl. Look at my notes. But I got 2 eyes, so I'm going to try to work with what I got. Hi, Marlo. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Auntie Rosalind. Let me get back over here. Hey, Cecilia. Okay, 30%, y'all, 30%. That means that your 10-year-old is functioning like a 7-year-old. You got them in there cooking. And you leaving your 13-year-old to watch them other babies. And you send your 18-year-old who's really 12 years old off to college. Okay, 5 to 10% of them finish college. Okay. All right. Andrea says, yes, she is best doctor. Thank you, Andrea. Andrea works with me. I did not pay these people, y'all. I promise. I don't have the kind of money to pay them what it would cost to say those types of things. So, y'all, thank you so much. That's so encouraging. All right, y'all. So, what does that mean? Treat your baby's ADHD. And y'all know I tell y'all that every week. And still, people, these babies are out here. Let me tell y'all this real quick. Alabama, and I'm sure other states are doing it too. Alabama is about to put into law a rule that says that if your baby is not reading on a 3rd grade level by the time they reach 3rd grade, that they're going to be retained. Now, some people say they ought to be retained anyway. The only thing I'm concerned about is that the kids who really want to know how to learn and want to know how to read, and they have problems. And then people say, well, parents ought to just be better parents. But y'all just don't understand. And I see it every day, and it's just so heartbreaking. Some parents don't know how to be parents, okay? Everybody didn't have a mama and a daddy like I did who invested in my education. The house I grew up in, y'all, didn't cost as much as my college education, right? But my parents believed in me, and my mom and my dad, when I said I wanted to be a doctor, my dad died not really understanding why kids needed someone like me, right? He didn't understand why that would even be the case. But regardless of what they understood, regardless of what nobody knew in my family what we were getting into, but they were on that journey with me, and they believed in me. And it's just kind of hard when your mom can't read to sit at home with you and teach you how to read, or to go over your homework with you. And so we just need to be more understanding, more patient, have a little bit more grace and a little bit more mercy with ourselves as parents, right? Because I'm here with you, and mine might, start screaming out there in a minute because they like talking to my friends around the world, as I call y'all. But we got to extend some grace to other people. If you know a mom is struggling to read herself, don't be so down on her that her kid can't read and she's not helping them. Or that a mom is really trying to leave that 12-year-old with ADHD at home because she's trying to pay the bills. If you've got your kids or your grandkids, say to her, well, ma'am, I can watch your kids too, because you don't want that 12-year-old to be trying to cook in there and set something on fire. So let's just be a little bit more understanding of what the words are that come out of our mouths, because words are really hurtful, and we're going to talk about that at the end. I really hope that y'all are going to stay to the end today, because Dr. Brandi B is going to go somewhere that she's not really gone anywhere with you all, but I was hurt today. I was really hurt today, and I'm going to talk about it with you all. It came in the form of a question that was presented to me. Let's see what I've got. Chantrice says, how can you tell the difference between hyperactivity and sensory issues and disorders? Ooh, Chantrice, that's a good one, and I'm going to save that. That actually came up. That question came up, and so I'm going to talk about that next week. I hope that's not too much of an inconvenience. I'm going to talk about that next week because I love you. You know that, and I'm going to talk about that next week. The whole thing, we're going to talk about it. Hi, Miss Joyce. Dr. Dodgy says, Dr. Bolin is the only person to make me realize what she is giving you all. My son is brilliant, but needed this mom to know he had challenges. Please listen, parents. Thank you so much. That means so much to me. Hi, Gigi. Thanks for watching. April Weatherby. April, where you coming in from? Tell us where you're coming from. She says, my son still sucks his thumb. He doesn't do it at school, only at home. Any suggestions? Any suggestions? Thumb sucking. It's really just something that most kids kind of grow out of. I can remember my mama putting some nasty stuff on my fingers because I bit my nails awfully bad. But really, it's just something that he's gonna have to grow out of. It's something that's soothing for him, and it makes him feel comfortable. And so what you might try, April, is to give him something that can replace that. A squeeze ball. Squeeze balls are perfect to kind of distract kids. And so that might be something that you can give him, or something that's more is more socially acceptable to chew, like gum, even, assuming he's not putting it all around your house and on your walls and under your tables. But those two things are some things that you can do. But honestly, that just might be something he's got to grow out of, and we hope that he does. But we thank you for joining, Miss April. Jeremy and Dia said, amen. That's right. That's right. And I'm assuming, based on Dr. Terrellin, that they're saying grace. Amen to grace. Hashtag grace. Hi, Jasmine Taylor Scott. Thank you for watching. Tell us where you're coming in from. My auntie Rosa says, I love being with my little nephews and my niece. Well, we just hope that they don't love coming in here with us while we're talking to our friends around the world. Not a problem at all. I can't wait until next week. I'm going to bring that to y'all because y'all keep asking about that. And she says he is 10, so April's son is 10. Yeah, I would try some gum or some squeeze balls. They even make these beads, but they're chewable, like for kids who are teething, maybe something like that. But it's just soothing for him. And one day even ask him, son, why do you suck on your thumb? Just ask him. You might want to remind him about all the nasty germs that are around too. Let's see. Piedmont at work. That's what she said. She said Piedmont at work. All right. Oh, you're coming over from my Eastern friends. Oh, man, I got people coming in from everywhere. I appreciate that. So, question number 1, 5 to 10% will finish college. Okay. 30% of their actual age is where they function. Okay. Think about that. You're sending a 12-year-old off to college, and you're wondering why they're getting off into all kind of stuff. And honestly, they're back by December. ADHD is real. ADHD lasts a lifetime. All right, let me keep going. Where's my clock? Okay, here we go. I'm sad and my energy is low. Do you think I'm depressed? All right, how many of y'all think that this person is depressed? Just raise your hands. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So a couple of y'all think that this person is depressed because they are sad and their energy is low. Well, y'all know that I'm triple boarded and one of my boards is in pediatrics. So I'm a general practitioner as well. I practice medical medicine, if you will. And so we've got to, whenever someone comes in to me like that, I'm going to do a thorough medical examination, or medical history rather. Not an exam, just a history. And so one of the things that I want to make sure I check or ask about are things like your thyroid, things like your iron levels for anemia, things like sleep apnea, right? Because if you don't sleep well, you will not feel energized the next day. You're going to be falling asleep while driving. You're going to be falling asleep at work, in meetings. And you know these Zoom meetings, y'all know you can turn the screen off and you'll be back there snoring. And we don't want that to happen, especially if you forgot to mute yourself, okay? So those are 3 things that come to mind right away that are really, really, really common that can make people appear as if they are sad. Hi, Miss King. Thank you for watching. Hi, Melissa. Thank you for watching. Miss Keene is coming in from Powder Springs in Georgia. We appreciate you for watching with us today. So hypothyroid, okay? The thyroid is like the thermostat for the body. It controls everything. It keeps us up, or down. And so if it is not functioning at the typical speed, which can be found from a simple blood test, then we will not, everything kind of slows down. Your energy slows down, hair growth slows down, you don't have your thermostat running, so your body temperature slows down and you're cold all the time when everyone else in the room is hot. That's one way to gauge, am I the only one cold? Just look at the other people. If you're wrapped up in a blanket and everybody else is not, your energy is super, super, super low. That's hypo. And hypo in medicine means, imagine a little o, that means that it's too little. Oh, Miss King says she's back in Moody. Well, thanks. Welcome back to the Central Time Zone and to Alabama. Thanks. Glad you're back. All right, so that's hypothyroid. Now, compared to hyperthyroid is too much. And so those people are busy, busy, busy. They can have the goiter there, the big thing there. The eyes are big. They always look like they're go, 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 okay? And that is a different type of treatment for that. Sometimes those people actually have to have surgery to have their thyroid removed, okay? Hi, Cousin Clarence. Thank you for joining. All right, so that is, those are just three little things. We call that a differential. Differential means I'm coming up with different things that could be in the place of depression. Now, those of you that have been following me, you know what, y'all know it's going to be a test, okay? Y'all know what the signs and symptoms of depression are. Depressed mood that either you or other people can recognize, right? Because I saw a girl today who she didn't see it, but everybody around her was like, yes. Or I've got one patient whose husband was like, yes, keep going to whoever you're going to, okay? So other people around you may know it or may see it. Changes in your appetite, changes in your sleep pattern. And remember, we talked about that 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning hour. If you're waking up at that hour, there may be something to that as far as depression or even anxiety. Trouble falling asleep, waking up. Your energy is low. You feel guilty. You feel hopeless, like your situation won't change, can't change. You feel worthless. You have passive thoughts of death, which means if I would just be okay if God took me, which is different from an active thought of death, which means that I'm not going to wait on him to take me. I'm going to do it myself. So those are your symptoms of so you talk about ADHD. Those are your symptoms of depression, right? And so that if you are just low in energy and depressed mood, but you don't have any of that other stuff, but oh, by the way, I've lost all the hair on my legs and my arms, and I snore at night. My significant other, husband, wife, whatever tells me they can't wake up, they can't sleep because I'm snoring, then that may mean something as far as your sleep. Apnea could be a problem, especially if you have a lot of weight in your neck or in your abdominal and chest areas. So you may just want to talk to your medical doctor about that. All right. My child still pees the bed. Is that normal? Well, it depends on how old your child is. All right, I'm back. I had a brief interruption. Hi, Melissa. Oh, you're speaking again. Hi, Dr. Tiffany coming in from Texas. Thank you. Thank you. So my child pees the bed. Is that normal? Again, it depends on how old that your child is. Okay. Enuresis is the big word for peeing in the bed. And you could be peeing on yourself. Enuresis. Enuresis. That's the big word for I pee on myself or in my bed. Okay. We typically think of a kid as being 5 years old, and not doing that anymore. Some kids do it involuntarily, which means it just happens. Some kids do it voluntarily. And typically those kids are usually having some, if they're doing it voluntarily, they are using it in some way to get back at parents, if you will. Not all the time, but that is something we have to watch out for. Now, there are two different things. There's primary enuresis and there's secondary enuresis. Primary enuresis means that you were never dry, okay? Yes, thank you for watching, Miss Sadie. Primary enuresis means you were never dry. Secondary enuresis means you were dry for 6 months and then you started to be enuretic or pee on yourself again. Okay. Usually secondary enuresis, meaning that you were dry and now you're peeing on yourself again, that usually means that something psychological has happened. Birth of a sibling, death of a loved one, moving to a new city, changing schools. Any of those things can make kids do what we call revert. It means to go back. Reverts kind of sounds like reverse in your car when you're driving. So any of that can happen. Primary enuresis is not usually caused by psychological things, but it can cause psychological things, problems. Imagine that you're 10 and you're still peeing in the bed every night. Well, before Corona, you're not going to be able to go into a sleepover, because you're going to be embarrassed about that. There are treatments. You should consult with your child's primary doctor to figure out what treatments may be appropriate for him or her. And then there are several behavior modifications, like limiting the amount of liquid that a child drinks and the time that they actually are drinking it or stop drinking. So like 7 o'clock is what a lot of parents go for. I've heard of parents that stop their kids drinking at 5 and 6 o'clock, and I'm like, oh my goodness, that seems like a long time before bedtime. I would be thirsty, but hey, they got to do what they got to do. Some parents wake their kids up before they actually go to bed. So of course, most parents are putting their kids to bed before themselves. So then they come back, wake the kid up before they go to bed, and then they will hope that the kid will make it through the night without wetting. All right, so 5 years old, you need to be doing it 2 times a week for at least 3 months. 2 times a week for at least 3 months, or it needs to be such that it, as with all of psychiatry, it is bothering you socially, academically, or in some other area of functioning. All right. Just so you know, because we like to be well-rounded and give you more than what you ask for here at Focus on It Fridays. That is one of my downfalls. I'm sorry. Encopresis. I hope y'all bring a pen and paper. Do y'all bring pen and paper? Tell me in the chat there if you bring pen and paper when you come to hear Dr. Brandi B. Encopresis. ENCOPRESIS. That is when you poop on yourself. Poop number 2, boo-boo, whatever it is that you call it. Stool for those of us that are educated. Okay. Hi, Melanie. Thank you for joining. That is when you are pooping on yourself. And let me tell y'all a secret. Okay. Let me tell y'all a secret. Pull up and listen real close to what I'm about to tell y'all. All right. Encopresis is pooping on yourself. You should not be doing that after 4. So 4 for poop, 5 for pee. 4 for poop, P-O-O-P. Look at there. I'm the queen of mnemonics. I just figured that out. P-O-O-P. Poop. And 5 for pee. Let me tell you about encopresis. Before your doctor sends you and your child into my office for nothing but pooping on themselves. Okay. Quite often, it is constipation. But the kid has poop in their pants, in their underwear. So the mama looks at me like I have 3 heads and says, there's no way this child could be constipated. Don't you see the poop in the pants? And I'm like, I could have been spared seeing the poop in the pants, but since you brought it, let me explain. What happens is, so your gut, your entire GI tract, which starts at your mouth and ends at your anus, is a long tube, okay? It's just plumbing. And just like at your house, if the plumbing gets stopped up, it'll come back up. Tiffany Turner, Dr. Tiffany says, tell them, girl, she's my pediatrician friend. We went to med school together. She's out there in Texas. Y'all go see Dr. Tiffany if you're in Texas. She's awesome. All right, it's going to come up like it does at your house, but you don't want that to happen. Before it starts coming up, it's going to slide around. Big poop in the tube, poop slides around. They send them to me. No, you need something over the counter, or you need to get with your primary doctor to figure out how we can get the big ball of poop. And then you can come see me. Now, if your kid is smearing the poop, your kid just may like to have fun. I don't know. But if they're smearing it, sometimes kids who smear poop, whole poop and potted plants and such can have some psychological problems, and that may be something that needs my attention. All right. Cecilia says, yes, Auntie Louise is watching. Hello. Let's see. April has another question. My mother has bipolar. Is it genetic? I'm starting to have some anxiety the older I get. Worried about my children being diagnosed with that. What should I look for with bipolar disorder? So very quickly, because we're on, I think, number 3. We got to get moving. Bipolar has 2 poles. Bi in medicine or in the world means 2, and poles, an up pole and a down pole. Let me tell you what bipolar is not. Bipolar is not, I made you mad and now you fly off the handle. That's not what it is. Okay, it's a mood disorder. The up pole is called mania. The down pole is called depression. Okay, when people are depressed, we already talked about what that is. So y'all are going to get all those questions on the test. But the up pole, this is when you're kind of like what I described for the hyperthyroid, right? You're on the go. You're talking fast. You're slurring your words. Your thoughts are racing. You can't pull out a clear sentence because the thoughts are racing. You're impulsive more so than you normally are. You don't need sleep. So you can sleep for 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, and wake up like, yes, let's take on the world. You want to paint everything. You want to get a new job, all the things you hadn't done in 4 years during that finite period of time, which has to be a week, okay? A week. That's what we're looking for, a week. An unprovoked change in symptoms that lasts for a week. That's when you're going to know that you may have mania. You also may have hyperthyroidism. You may just not have had sleep. You may just be like Dr. Brandi and you can get a lot done and you're energetic all the time. Hope to ask you a question. We will get to bipolar disorder. That is definitely on the list, but I hope I took care of that for you, at least to hold you over for now. The main thing I want you to take away from that, Miss April, though, is that it's that is episodic. You're moving along fine, and then boom, you're up and you're manic and you stay there. Or you're moving along fine, and then boom, you're depressed and you stay there. It is not related to who made you mad, who, broke your heart, whatever. It's not related to that. It is life. You just boom. As Beyonce said, you just woke up like that. All right. So we got encopresis, we got enuresis. Hi, Cheryl. Thanks for watching. All right. Help, my child does not sleep. What can I do? And this can be for adults too. Hi, Dr. Inkarika. Thank you for joining us today. Where are you, Dr. Inkarika? New York, Connecticut. Tell us where you're coming from today. I know she moves around a lot. My child does not sleep. So there's such a thing called sleep hygiene. There's sleep hygiene just like the hygiene you have for your body. Let me see what the time is. Oh boy. Okay, Dr. Brandi B did it again, y'all. I'm moving. Sleep hygiene. That means that you have a set routine to tell your body it's time for us to go to sleep. Okay, it's time for us to go to sleep. So a lot of people get a bubble bath, read a calming book, listen to calming music. You don't want, this is not the time you want. If your Facebook page looks like mine, where everybody on there is pretty much drama free, then that's an okay thing to do. But really, you don't want to be doing anything that wakes you up. You don't want to exercise right before going to bed. You don't want to drink a Red Bull right before going to bed. You want to keep things calm and cool. You also want to do it on a routine. I've heard that the bed is for sleeping only and what other adult activities you may do, but it is not for reading, doing work, and all those kinds of things, because the brain gets really confused. Like, hey, we went to sleep yesterday, but now you're up doing work. Or if you're always working in the bed and now you're suddenly trying to go to sleep, the brain may be like, we don't understand what's happening here. So keep that routine. No phone and no computers and no electronics period for kids. Okay, they need the lights out. Melatonin is what's in our brain, and it comes out to play when the sun goes away. Okay, and when we are giving blue light, which is what the phones emit back, that tells our brains to keep going. Oh, and Dr. Brandi B was featured in a sleep article, and I talked about sleep. I was mentioned it in that article. I'm going to have to post it so y'all can see it and take a look at my quotes. It's my first quote in publication, y'all, and I'm super excited. Hi, Dina. She says, I look so pretty. Thank you all so much. Let's see who else. Love my outfit, Dr. Inkarika says. That's one of my good Bolin's Basement clients. Connecticut today, New York tomorrow on service in the ICU. Thank you, Dr. Inkarika. Dr. Inkarika, y'all, was up in New York treating tons and tons and tons of patients with COVID. So we applaud her. I was doing my work here, but there were some doctor friends that I had who were really out there making it happen. And so she has been amazing, and we appreciate your service so much. Am I missing anybody else? Miss King says, wow, Dr. Brandi, this is heavy today. I went to my desk to get a composition tablet so I can write it down. I know I will have to go back and listen again. Feel free to do so. Take notes, do whatever you need to. Hi, Tanya. That's my old elementary friend. Thank you so much for joining. All right. What else we got? My 15-year-old child is hurt about his dad's and my divorce. He says he doesn't have a dad anymore, and he absolutely refuses to talk about his feelings. He has no feelings, he says. But as a mother, I know he must hurt, and it shows during the angry outbursts and troubles he's getting into. What do I do? That's a very important question. That's a very important question. And divorce happens a lot. Divorce happens a lot, and also something that we see a lot of are dads who are just not involved at all, or who are inconsistently involved, make promises that they don't keep. And so that's very hurtful to children. It's very confusing to children, especially when they may see their dads with some other person's children, or they may be with their own children and choose their own siblings over them. That's very hurtful. What we must do initially is to validate the kids' feelings. If they say they don't feel anything, I think it's important that we validate that. I'm so sorry, son, that you aren't feeling anything right now. I understand how it can be quite numbing, how it can be quite confusing for you to just not know what to feel. You probably want to be mad at your dad, but you probably, you still love him. And I understand how right now you just don't know what to feel. I think it's important to keep the lines of communication open. Don't be too pushy. Because when we're too pushy, just as we as adults, every time we go around somebody, they telling us to come to church. Guess what? When we see them and we're still doing what we do, we're just not going to be around them anymore. But if that person continues to live a life that might bring us to Christ, for example, then we might say, okay, I might check them out. So we want to be supportive of this child during this time, not push them away, not hound them. And then we want to, of course, watch their activities. Use your five senses, right? So you want to see what they are looking like. Watch for signs of depression. You want to smell what they smell like. And that goes for, are they bathing regularly? Or are they getting into some extracurriculars that are not related to school? Okay, like smoking some stuff and drinking some stuff and taking some stuff. You can sometimes smell that. You can sometimes see it in their eyes. You want to know about their touch. Do they still want to be hugged? Do they still want to be in the family room with you and the rest of the family? Or are they isolating and by themselves? You want to hear, and you can hear what they're saying on their phones. You can also see what they're writing on their phones. Are you friends with them on all of their social media accounts? Or do you have another parent whose child may be, and that child might tell them, and then they can tell you? So we've got to use our senses. Did I talk about all of them? Taste. Yeah, what are they putting in their mouths? Are they still eating? Are they losing weight? Are they looking disheveled? Are they wasting away? These are signs that they may be experiencing some anxiety or even depression. And so you want to keep a close eye on those things. Keep those lines of communication open. And then when you feel that ultimately it is out of your control, then you want to go ahead and get them some therapy, right? Get them in with therapy. They may or may not need some medication. Sometimes kids just need a hug. Sometimes the best thing you can do, I know for me, is just come sit down next to me and don't say nothing. Because sometimes I don't even want to hear you talking. Just sit down. And then put your hand on their thigh or their shoulder, or lean your head on theirs. Sometimes you'll hear that big sigh of relief, and that's truly what it is, because they just need to know that you're there. Don't forget our moody child talk. Being an adolescent is very, and you said 15, being an adolescent is a very hard time. You're too big to sit at the little kids' table, but you're too little to sit at the grown folks' table. And there you are, trapped in the middle. You're trapped. Nobody wants to listen to you, but everybody wants to blame you. That's at least what you're feeling. You keep making all these mistakes, and then your daddy up and left. Okay, he just up and left, but he's taking care of these other kids. He's interacting with them, and it almost makes you feel like, what did I do? Why am I so bad of a person that my dad chose me over others? And I always like to tell parents whose children are not involved, and of course, y'all know me. My husband is very involved. I give him accolades all the time. He had to go to a meeting the other day, and I had to get all three ready, and I was like, hats off to single mamas. How do y'all do it? All hail to single mamas. Y'all are the real super women out here doing it, and single dads too. But we must tell our kids that it's nothing that they did wrong, right? It's nothing that they did wrong, and remind them, encourage them to know that their dad is the one who is missing out, not them. So be encouraged, hang in there, mom, listen to those tips, make sure that you are getting him the help that he may need, and I really do hope that things will get better. Hi, Mr. Clyde, coming in from Lamar County. Thank y'all so much for checking in on me. All right, let's see where we are. Talk about sleep. I think my child has ADHD. Who should I see first? Simply put, your pediatrician. It's going to take you many months, sometimes a year, to get in to see someone like me, that being a child and adolescent psychiatrist. So you definitely want to make sure that you present it to your pediatrician so that they can make the proper diagnosis and get the child the treatment. By show of hands, how many of y'all know what the primary treatment is for ADHD? Just let me see your hands. Ain't nobody raising their hand. Somebody like this, I see you. Okay. It's medicine. It's medicine, all right? And I hate to tell y'all that because I know y'all don't want it, but that's what it is. Hi, Misty. Thank you for joining all the way from Lamar County. I think Lamar County, after Jefferson, is going to win today. All right, so thank you all for joining. Everybody is important here with Dr. Brandi B. I hope I make y'all feel that way because you really are. Y'all are really important to me. All right, my child is 2 years old. We only have... Oh, we got three more. We got three more, y'all. We got three more. Let me see what time it is. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. It's 12:40. Okay. Let me go here. Hi, Dr. Brandi B. Thank you for your Focus Fridays. My question is, how do I best support my almost 8-year-old through the grieving process? When do I know if he needs more support from someone other than me? Backstory. I lost my mom in 2018 when my son was 6. They had extremely close relationships as I did. The first year, he didn't seem to have any difficulty, thank God, because I was in the thick of my grief. But now he is crying every night for about an hour before bed, saying he misses her. I have noticed that being less social during COVID-19 has made it worse, but it began before the pandemic. I'm just exhausted emotionally and out of ideas. Anything you could suggest would be greatly appreciated. Blessing on your new journey. Thank you so much to that sender. Thank you so very much. And so, first thing is take care of yourself. If you have ever flown, how many people in the room have flown? Been on an airplane? Okay, if you've ever flown, quite a few of you have flown. I see you. Y'all, I see y'all. Quite a few have flown. Okay, this is what happens on an airplane. The stewardess is up there talking. I don't think they're called that anymore. The flight attendant. The flight attendant is up there talking, and he or she says, in the event that the cabin loses pressure, these things are going to fall from the sky, and then you're going to take one, and you're going to do what? You're going to put it on your own face. Okay, you're going to put it on your own face. And then you're going to take it and you're going to put it onto those who are younger than you and who need help. Now, that may not be the script, but y'all get the point. The point is take care of yourself first. So mama out there in Focus on It Friday world, make sure you're taking care of yourself. What does that mean? Get yourself some help. If you are still dealing with grief, and we talked about grief, I don't know if you out there who sent this question to me, I don't know if you watched that episode, but it was about 3 weeks ago. Go back and watch it. I think it was personally powerful. It was really powerful. If y'all thought that episode on grief was powerful, just let this person know who's watching today. I saw them and they're watching. That they should go and watch it. It was powerful. But take care of yourself. Because kids, a lot of times, and I'm not saying that your son is, but kids a lot of times will mimic what we give. The energy that we give, they give back to us. So if we are not well, they have no choice but to mimic what we are doing. So take care of yourself first. If he's crying, you know, and every night and he just can't let it go, we got to go back. There was also an episode on explaining death to your young children. Go check that one out too, to the person who sent this question. I hope you're still on. Go check that out. Explaining death to your young child. And so the 8-year-old, like your child is, you said 8, can still, they understand that death is permanent, but there's still a lot of things that are confusing to them about death. And so you want to be honest, and I'm sure y'all are at that point now. You said it was 2018, so that was 2 years ago. Dia says, yes, watch that video. Chantry says it was great. I watched the replay. But go back and watch that one about explaining grief. But you got to be honest. You got to answer questions. And if you are at the point that you just don't know what to do, I think it is time to go ahead and let someone step in. If he's crying like that, and you may just, the first thing parents we got to do is talk to our kids. Don't let a therapist be the first person to talk to your kids. Let me tell y'all something about my mama. And she's watching. And I tell this story all the time. My mama, every day, we didn't ride with the radio on. There was no radio because she wanted me to talk to her. And then one day when I got to be an adult, it came up in conversation that she was not really interested in what I was talking about. And I was crushed, y'all. My feelings were hurt. How dare you, mama? She says very good information right now. But what she was doing was making sure that I knew that I had her undivided attention. She was making sure that I knew that I had her undivided attention. No radio, no nothing. So when I came out talking about mama, and we sharpen pencils today, she was like, girl, y'all sharpen pencils? What? So we got to talk to our kids, y'all. We got to talk to our kids. And that goes for me too. Do y'all know that when I'm talking to y'all, I am talking to myself? We got to talk to our kids. We got to make sure we're there for them. We got to find out why kids so sad. Just ask them, honey, why are you crying? He may say, mama, because you crying. All right? So we got to put our own mask on. Like the stewardess said, the flight attendant, flight attendants, which is a fabulous job, by the way. All right. Talk to your children. Miss Dia says, yes, thank you. Talk to your children. Listen to your children so they stay in the habit of wanting to talk to you as they age. Absolutely. And we got to listen. Sharpen pencils. Girl, Chantrice, I be telling about whatever, and she be acting just as interested. Can you believe your Auntie Diane did that? Hi, Sheila. Hi, Nurse Sheila. Thanks for watching. But yeah, we've got to know, and we've got to be prepared for whatever they tell us. I can't tell you how many times I've had a kid actually tell their mom, I'm depressed. And the mama said, girl, you ain't depressed. Don't do that. Don't do that to your kids. Don't do that. Hi, Vanessa. Thanks for watching. Don't do that. And y'all, I want y'all to know, I'm not being funny when I stop and I go and speak to somebody high energy and I come back over here to y'all. I want everybody to know that they're welcome in Dr. Brandi B's world, but we are serious over here. Talk to your kids and use those 5 senses to look at them. But then at the end of the day, if your gut is telling you this is out of my lane, go get some help. Go get some help. All right, let's see how many more we got. I think we got 2 more. My child is 2 and doesn't talk. Should I be concerned about autism? The first thing you should be concerned about is getting their hearing tested. The first thing you should be concerned about is getting their hearing tested. Auntie Rosin says, please talk to your children. And Sheila says, just tuning in, depression is real. Yes, it is. And you see it on the primary front. It is real. It's real, y'all. It's real. I just got word that a kid suicided yesterday. So it's real, y'all. I enjoyed that on Grief for myself. Auntie Louise says, it really hit me hard when my last brother passed. Grief is real. Depression is real. But we can all get through it. We got to talk about this stuff, y'all. And thanks for sharing, Auntie Louise. We got to normalize this stuff. We don't want to normalize depression, but we want to normalize mental illness such that people can talk about it and get some help. It's some people silently suffering, and we don't want them to do that, especially if they know any of the busy bees, because y'all are my little bee ambassadors. Y'all are out there saying, come listen to Dr. Brandi B. Get her numbers up. Okay? But she's over there telling y'all some good stuff. But you got to listen. Chantry says, please don't dismiss. Depression is real. Anxiety is real. Oh, you being quiet today. Okay. No need to acknowledge. My friend Miss Deidre is watching. Thank you. Amber's watching all the way down there from Amber, from Mobile. We thank you, Amber, for watching, and we're so glad that you're safe down there at school. All right, y'all. We had fun, but I've got one more. And this one, y'all probably going to be saying, well, Dr. Brandi B, why are you talking about this? And I'm talking about it because it really hurt me. And it really affected me. And so I'm going to talk about it here with y'all. Because y'all have now gone, you can't heal what you don't reveal, says my sis Erica. Y'all have gone with me, and I've been really honest with y'all with the death of my brother. We talked about death and dying and explaining it to kids. We talked about grief. And I just want to be real with y'all and show y'all that anybody who acts like they are a physician or whatever field and they don't have feelings, they're telling you a lie. And you need to be just aware of the fact that they're lying. A real question came to me, y'all. How can I get my child to understand that hanging with the black kids is not good? She thinks she can trust them, but several of them have hurt her feelings multiple times. Hi, Cousin Tommy. Thank you for joining for Cleveland. I'm sorry if y'all just coming in and it's heavy, because we don't get heavy and deep over here. We don't do that. But I think it's important with what's going on in the world that Dr. Brandi B talks about this and brings it to your attention. Y'all, I was really hurt. And I was really hurt, and I'm going to try not to cry because this was really troubling to me. Y'all should know, just from a mental health standpoint, that black men are disproportionately labeled as being schizophrenic more than any other men, okay? If they come in and they are psychotic or whatever the case may be, they're going to get labeled with that. So there's definitely some things to do with race and mental health, okay? Misperceptions of the medical health professionals and just in general. And so I think it's important for everybody, for us to talk about it, because this came to me. Now, this particular situation, I saw this person face to face, and this mother presented that to me, and I tried to kind of skirt around it. It was right in the heights. It was like March, April, when a lot was going on in the country. And it made me feel bad when she said to me, she's hanging out with the blacks. And I'm like, does she see me? Because she sees me. Okay, so this time she actually put it into print. And so I felt it was disheartening to me, y'all. And so I want to talk about what that means to your friends. Because a lot of y'all say out there, some of my watchers and listeners are white, and we welcome y'all. We welcome everybody over here at Dr. Brandi B. But you need to know that things like that thoughts like that, statements like that, she's hanging with the black kids, okay? She's hanging with the black kids. I have 3 black kids. I have a husband who was once a black kid. My mama and daddy were once a black kid. Everybody in my family, for the most part, was a black kid or is a black kid. And so when you say something like that, first of all, she said that to me as a clinical problem. Being a black kid is not a clinical issue. So I still don't know what issue you're having with your child. That's the first thing. The second thing is that type of misperception is what is allowing black men, unarmed or armed or whatever, with records, without records, to be killed on the street, okay? And then you say whatever it is that you're needing to say. I challenge all of you who are parents or grandparents, black, white, purple like my lipstick, or blue like my dress. And I'm wearing blue today, y'all, because this made me a little bit sad. It made me really sad, because I know if I were to bring that to her attention, she would say to me, but you're different. But that is equally offensive. I'm no different. I'm black. Look at my face. Not only is it beautiful, but it's black, y'all. And so when you say things like, I want you to help me figure out how to keep my kids away from the black kids, I don't know if it's my black kids that you're talking about. So some of y'all may tune out and never come see Dr. Brandi again. And Dr. Brandi is okay with that, because I was born black and I'm going to be black. And in between the birth and the death, I'm going to keep giving this information to whoever it is that comes over here and listens to me. But I want y'all to leave here today on this Focus on It Friday, when you can ask the doctor. She picked a great day to ask me that question, y'all, because I was ready for Ask the Psychiatrist. We've got to stop that right there in its track. When somebody says something about the black people, the Mexican people, the Hispanic people, or whatever, ask them what's the problem. Because like I said, I still don't know what the problem is. She says that they've hurt her feelings, but is that not a part of being an adolescent? Is that not a part of being an adolescent? Sis Erica says, I have a handsome black kid. You sure do. And that handsome black kid is my nephew. I call him my Choco Drop, because that's what he is. But to somebody, he might be a threat, because he's grouped with those black kids that this woman wants to keep her kid away from. So y'all are probably saying, what this got to do? Well, I'm sad, and I'm a psychiatrist. And then when I'm sad, I want to try to figure out how to help it right, make it right. But I can't do this on my own, y'all. I need y'all out there, all my friends out there who have kids who don't look like me. Tell your kids that we're human too. When we get cut, we bleed, and our blood is red. We hurt. We get sad. We're good people. I don't know what the black kids were doing that she wants her kid to be away from, but I can guarantee you that neither me nor my husband have ever done it. Nobody that I know of has said, don't let your kid hang out with Dr. Brandi B. My high school classmates would say nothing but good things about me. I think you may not want to go ask them just yet till I do a poll. But you've got one of my teachers in here watching too. So the point is, it's a lot going on in the world. Coronavirus has us all out of sorts. Race wars has us all out of sorts. And I'm not going to say race wars, just race issues, race tensions. It has us all out of sorts. But it's up to us. It's up to the busy bees. You can't come in here and get my good knowledge and not see my color. So don't tell me you don't see color, because if you don't see color, you don't see me. And I am Dr. Brandi B. I was born the way I was born. I'm going to die the way I was born. And I'm happy about that. I just can't help it, all right? God loves me the way he loves everyone else. And he would not have made me this way if he would not want me to be this way. All right, y'all. Y'all know at the end I tell you I love you after I give y'all some good down home talking to. Did y'all enjoy today? Tell me if you enjoyed today. Tell me. Courtney says, thank you, Dr. B. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you. This got deep at the end, but it was what was on Dr. Brandi B's heart. Somebody asked me the question, so I had to give them the answer. I appreciate y'all joining, just like every week. Miss Phil says yes, and the woman had no idea she was an idiot. Lots of whites have no clue. I'm sorry. Miss Lee, you taught me in high school, and I want you to know I don't blame you for all of the white people. Just like I don't want this woman to not have her kids being around the black kids. What I want you to do, Miss Lee, what I want you to do, everybody, around the world who hears this message, if you don't look like me and you've got young kids, what I want you to do is to tell your kids, tell your family members, tell your granddaddy when he says something about hey, those there people are good. They're good. We are. I'll give you the shirt off my back and risk going to jail for being indecently exposed. But what I want you to understand is that I will die fiercely fighting for my 2 black sons and my 1 black daughter. All right, that kindergartner can read like nobody's business. They both have a heart of gold. But if you've already put a wall up about what their talents are, what their gifts are from God, and who they serve, you will never see that. You will never get to know. And that breaks my heart. Let me see what everybody's saying over here. We got to get out of here. Karen says, I really enjoyed it. I love you too. Kayla says, thank you so much. Auntie Ross says, say it, girl. Misty Tucker, I love you, Dr. B, and you know how I feel about you, girl. Lockley says, thank you, Dr. B. Oh, Lord, I hope I said that right. Reverend Young says, amen and good advice. Love you and you know I love you back. Cecilia says, thank you. Thank you. Erica Madison Wood says, this was awesome. Thank you. Mama says, amen. Thanks for joining, Waisha. Cecilia says, preach. Cecilia got some I ran them away. Some young black boys at her house. They are college educated. Karen Erica says, good job, a topic that really concerns me. Miss King says, amen, amen. You are a real doctor. That's right, Miss King. I got some papers over here somewhere. I'm going to hang them up. Deidre Diaz says, great information. She's got a black son. Tommy Bell, my cousin, says, thanks, Dr. B. Missy Tucker, thank you. Waisha, thank you, Dr. B. You always give out very good information. Oh, thank you. Y'all are blessing me. Auntie Ross says, you know I love you. Thanks for sharing. Anthony Brown, thank you for watching. Latina Wood said, love you, cuz, great information. Dia is my nurse, but that's my good friend. And I'm going to say it, Dia is my white friend, y'all. Dia was hurt by that comment because that comment came through a nurse situation. And she was really hurt by that. So I know, nobody has to tell me that all white people are whatever. I know that, and I'm not saying that. But we all have a part to teach. And she does. She says, I teach my babies every day, and I know that for a fact. Auntie Louise, I enjoyed today. I have to listen again. You said a lot. So it's bipolar inherited, got confused. It can be, Miss Lee. We're going to talk about it in 2 weeks. We're going to talk about it in 2 weeks. But yes, it can run in family. Mood disorders and anxiety disorders more so than mood. But yes, they run in family. Not necessarily inherited, so it's not like you can catch it or get the gene. But yes, multifactorial is the word. Multifactorial. Yes, ma'am. Gerald Tyson is watching. Dejanay is watching. Dia says she was disgusted and heartsick, and she really was, y'all. And I know she means that. Keisha Renee is watching. All right, y'all. Let's see how long it's been. Y'all got me on a roll. I'm so sorry, y'all. It's 12:58. We gonna get out of here. A couple of disclaimers, because Dr. Brandi B is growing, right? And so with growth, there is pain, growing pains, right? And so we are doing good. Miss Lockie, I'm so sorry. I hope I can say your name right. She says, do you see adults? I try not to. I try not to see adults, but I try to give y'all some good education so that when you're out here in these, I'm searching for a doctor street or in these Google streets, that you can get some real information and know what to do. But stay tuned. We never know. I don't know what God has in store for me. All I'm going to tell you, Miss Loki, is that I don't see adults now. How about that? Miss Marilyn Mookie Oliver, she's watching. Thank you. Disclaimers. I am not giving out medical advice for you in particular. If you have a concern, you need to go and seek some treatment with your own provider. If you are having any thoughts of death or wanting to die, there is a suicide hotline that you should reach out to, or, go to the hospital, call 911. We do not want anyone dying, okay? And people are killing themselves. There's a lot going on. Bullying is real in these schools. That's why so many people keep calling me, talking about, can you talk about the kids being anxious about going to school? These kids are happy. They're at home. The teachers aren't bullying them. The students aren't bullying them. They don't know how to do the work, but at least nobody's laughing at them because they don't know how to do the work. These kids are doing pretty good that I'm seeing. I'm not dismissing the kids that are out there that are having trouble with being back at school or whatever else, but I'm just letting you know that being at home is good for some kids. It's good for some kids. So yeah, so if you're thinking of suicide, please call someone. If you're depressed, please get some treatment. Do not send your personal issues to my box. Every 6 weeks now, I'm going to do a Ask the Psychiatrist, but I am not being ugly. If I miss your message, I do not monitor that box. Everywhere I work, there's somebody helping me out. Miss Dia is one. Miss Stacy works with me. So don't send those there because they won't get addressed. And I care about you, okay? And I want your issues to be addressed. And if I don't know that they're there, I can't appropriately address them. Hi, Elaine. Thanks for watching. People are coming in. Look, y'all, just drop some in the chat. If you enjoyed yourself today, just go on and drop some. Do that for me, y'all. Thanks for caring and sharing. Mama, caring. Sharing is caring, and I care about all of you all, my busy bees. It's 101. I'm going to get out of here. This fly has joined us. I don't know where he came from, but he must have heard that we're having a good time in here on Focus On It Fridays. Every Friday at noon, 12 Central Time. With who? Dr. Brandi B, your triple-boarded child and adolescent psychiatrist. I help worried, overworked, overwhelmed, plain old tired moms, grandmamas, granddaddies, daughters, whomever gain the encouragement they need, gain the education they need so that we can get well, y'all. We have to get well. We have to get well. And I want to be here to help y'all in any way I can. Oh, thank you for that smiley face. That's so sweet. If you don't mind inboxing me how to pronounce your name, I want to make sure I'm saying it right because, y'all, pronouncing people's name right is a sign of respect, okay? It's a sign of respect. It means you care about them. You care enough about them to take 3 extra seconds to spell their name right or to say it the way that their mama and daddy made for it to be spelled. I love y'all so much. I'm sorry I got heavy at the end. Let me know if y'all don't want to hear that heavy stuff anymore. Because let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you some other places that you can go. Because over here at Dr. Brandi B on Focus On It Fridays, we're keeping it real. And we don't tolerate offense at all. We are loving all of God's children the same. Let me get out of here. I'll see y'all low key. Is it low key, low key? Low key, low key? Low key. I'll look for it. But yeah, y'all, just tell me one thing you enjoyed about today. Encourage some other people to watch. Do that hashtag replay or just replay so that, yes, ma'am, low key, low key. I got you, girl. I'll know next time. Tell me where you coming from, low key, low key. I like saying that. Ooh-wee. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good weekend. Be safe. Enjoy this weather. Wear your mask on your nose and your mouth. Okay, on your nose and your mouth. These are your new private parts, right? Treat your mask like your underwear. Wash it every day. Change it every day. Don't share it with other people. Don't touch it during the day. Don't let other people touch it. Okay, all those things. She's from Anniston. All right. Thank you for checking in. All my Anniston people. I love y'all so much. I really do. And I guess that's why it's so hard to say goodbye. But we're going to have to let it go until you like the heavy stuff necessary. It absolutely is, Miss Lee. Thank you so much for saying that. That really means a lot to me. So yeah, until next time, I promise some sensory stuff next time. And then the next week, we're going to talk about bipolar disorder. Dia said, put that mask on. If you have any questions, like, you know, you just want some general advice, you know, you just need some guidance. Who can I see in your area or in my area? You can ask me that. But try not to send me anything talking about, you know, really heavy stuff that I might not see till 2 days later because I might not be able to help you. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Thank y'all so much for being with me. You could be anywhere, but you're here learning this good knowledge. See y'all next time. Bye.